Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and welcome back to Loving Glory, our Woman Crush Wednesday series. I'm so excited to introduce Kelly to you, and Kelly is the owner, the founder of Lunam Love. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Lori. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so excited because I've actually been using Kelly's candles, her oils for, I want to say 3 years now, maybe 4 years. And I remember the first candle that I bought, I walked into a crystal store in Monrovia and I knew what I wanted that candle for. And within that night, it was already, I hadn't even lit the candle and the things that I wanted were already starting to happen. And then when I lit the candle, everything just kind of happened. And
I
I was
love that.
excited. And then when I saw you were from Whittier, I was like, oh my God, I need to find this girl. Where is she? I need to book like a session with her. I need to figure out what else I can buy. But enough about my story. We're here to talk to you. And I'm so excited about this because like I said, like I love Kelly's products. I love Kelly. She's amazing. So with that, what year did you start your business?
I started in 2014.
Okay, so you've been
That's
doing
gonna,
it for a while now.
yeah, it's gonna be 7 years in October.
That is so crazy. And why did you initially start?
So I've always been very crafty. I've always liked art and like making things. I originally got accepted into like art school, so I've always loved making things and like sewing and all that stuff. So when I was in a kind of very boring job that was not creative at all, I wanted like an artistic outlet, and I loved making jewelry beforehand. So my original Lunam Love used to be jewelry. Like it started off with crystal jewelry because I also loved crystals. So then I started like, if you go way back on my Etsy, you can see like my original like crystal pieces. But then I realized I didn't really like making like working with like crystal jewelries. Then it just evolved over time. But yeah, it just started with me wanting an artistic outlet, and I always loved selling things too, and that was just a way for me to help the collective and connect with people.
That is so awesome. I had no idea that you started with jewelry. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
And
did.
super exciting to find out. Okay, so what is your business, your services, your products? What is Lunam Love?
So Lunam Love has evolved over the years, like I've said, but it is a metaphysical shop. And my mission statement, like what this is about, it's for the collective, ritual products for the collective to help in their magical and spiritual journey. So all our products, like we in-house, we make our candles, body oils, soaps, scrubs, all kinds of things. But we also carry like crystals. We also carry like jewelry, notebooks, like different stuff to like everything that's needed to support your path and your journey. So for my services, like I do tarot. So I've been reading tarot for 10 years. And so I've been offering that service for a long time, probably like 6 years. So like 1 year into the business, I started offering tarot. And I'm also a Reiki master. So I do Reiki sessions. And then since Reiki, I always tell people it's your foundation. So it has evolved. So now I offer like a variety of different energy services as well.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. And I've done Reiki with you. I've done the tarot with you. Like I said, guys, the first candle that I bought, like your stuff is so magical and it
Thank
works so
you.
well. And even all of like the Reiki sessions that I've had with you, like I leave knowing, what I went in there, maybe not knowing. And the tarot also, I love the way you do tarot. I feel like it pinpoints exactly what it is that you're asking, and it is very clear on what the answers are or what your guides are trying to tell you. But and it's been so fun also watching you and watching everything blossom and become what Lunam Love is now.
Thank you.
um so when you began this journey, did you have anybody that didn't believe in you or didn't believe in your business ideas? And if you did, how did you deal with that?
Well, everyone was always very supportive of like my creativity. Like I've never had any like negative energy, sent my way because of that, like from family and so forth. But it was interesting stepping in from Kelly to like now magical Kelly and like people that knew me, and you know how it is, always the people around you are the last ones to kind of jump on board until they all see like, oh, you have a very big following. Like, can I have a session? Or like, I need to try a candle. So it wasn't negativity, but it was just more like a like stepping into that other role. I would say like the most negative thing I got was more not believing how your goals like too big of your dreams are too big, like I don't believe you can accomplish that. And but I'm very competitive, so I was like, well, just watch, I'm going to accomplish that and more. So that's just me and my energy, and that's what I like, very empowering, and that's what I do too, to like always help my customers and clients with, because I'm very much like, especially like female empowerment, like women empowerment and so forth. So that's how I handled it, was just kinda like, "I'll show you." I know that's kind of funny, but that's how I handled it. I always go into a state of, like, bringing up my own solar plexus, my own confidence, and just pushing forward past any obstacles or projections sent your way or anything like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I feel like you also do it in such a calm way. Like you do it, but you're just doing you. Like you don't have to like, be extra or do something
Yeah,
else. Like you're just doing it with your own and you're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep doing me. And I
yeah,
love that. Cause I feel like every time we talk about anything, like you're always so calm about it. You're like, yes, do this, this, and this, but like you're still good and your energy stays like level, which I love that.
right.
What about you? Is there any point where you lose hope or you're having hard days, and maybe like an idea that you have isn't working out the way you want it to work out? How do you deal with that?
So honestly, just like throughout my journey, like having a spiritual business, metaphysical business, I'm always constantly growing and evolving. And it's been, I would say the biggest challenge is that I have to process things very quickly. So there it stays as a maybe a bad day rather than a bad week, bad month, because I have to show up for my clients and for my customers and ultimately myself first and foremost. But how I handle those bad days is just kind of give myself a pep talk. Like I'm very like I'm my number one supporter, because if you don't have that support system or people are not believing you in all the way, like you have to have that self-love within yourself. Like you got this, Kelly, like you can do this, push forward. Or, if you have a something didn't open up for you, or, anything that happened. Like usually like so the self-doubts, that's like your inner journey. But going through that journey of what is a bad day and like pushing through that. So it's just, yeah, just pep talk. I light my own candles. I go through it. I do the shadow work to see like, okay, if it's something out of my control, process it, be in that energy. Like if something sad happened to you, but if it's a bad day, like for like on self-doubt, like I always like work through it. Like, you let yourself experience it, but then heal it and transform it. Because I mean, that's what I teach. So I practice what I teach. So I don't sit in that energy very long. So I process it as I need to.
Okay, that's perfect. And you're right. You have the candles, you have all the tools that are going to kind of help you release. And because you're teaching it, obviously you know what you're doing, and that's awesome because it's something that I think the spiritual world has taught me is to work through my things and be able to look like exactly what you said, like is this the situation, is it something that I'm able to control or is it not, and how do I move on from that, and how going forward will I, what is the word, how will I continue to conquer the day and not let this little thing ruin my day? And I think that's such a amazing thing, and you're practicing what you preach, so that's
Right.
awesome.
And we can't forget we do have the tools. Like
Mhm.
that's a big one. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm feeling down. I'm like, I have candles, I have crystals, like there is no excuse. And then, but we also have the ability to go within ourselves. So that's what I teach my clients, of like how to turn around that day or how to process that emotion in a healthy way, because it's very easy to get stuck
Mhm.
in a negative emotion, because that negativity is really heavy. And so I'm really thankful to even have this business, because I have so many people relying on me to be my best.
Mhm.
So I'm always working on new ways to improve myself. That's why you're always seeing new product drops, new candle drops, because they help me and I know they can help others.
Mhm. And they really do. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
what is the motivating force behind your business? What is your why? What keeps you going?
So since the beginning, I always knew I wanted to help people because I've always been a giver. I always have had a big heart. And my like I told you, I started with jewelry, but I'm like, that was like too small because my goal was to reach as many people as possible. So I've always did sessions, right? And I always did that, but there's only so many people you can reach doing a one-on-one reading or, or doing a small batch of candles. So my reason is like even doing product is so that I can reach as many people as possible. So that's why I even have wholesale accounts. So like it's still like my main motto is for the collective, like to help guide people in their magical and spiritual journey. And that's why I do everything I do and why I'm working on scaling and all that stuff, just because I know the bigger the company grows, that's how many more people I can help.
Yeah.
But so it goes beyond just me, like me, how many people I can reach one on one. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So where can we purchase? Where can we book? Where can we find Lunam Love?
so on our website, we are an online retailer, but we do have, I believe we're a little bit over 30 now wholesale accounts around the country. So they're going to be in different retail stores. So on lunamlove.com, on the wholesale retailer page, you'll see like the states that are carry us, and thankfully it's growing. So, more states will be available soon. But, obviously website, we are also still on Etsy. Like we have a little bit of product on Etsy, and yeah, that's the two places. And occasionally we do local pop-ups.
Okay. Perfect. And those you will usually announce, do you announce them on the website, Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tag everything below so you guys will see it in the description. So you guys can go to the website. You can go to her Instagram. You have a TikTok also. Is there any
We have
other?
a TikTok.
Yeah,
And
Facebook.
we have YouTube, but we haven't really posted on that one too much.
Okay.
But we have YouTube as well, and I think that's it, right? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So last question. What advice would you give to young women or women of any age that are thinking of starting their own business, that are thinking of becoming entrepreneurs? Any advice at all?
Definitely do it. Definitely go for it, and don't listen to anyone. And I always tell people this, like things that you're manifesting and the growth, and like even if it sounds really big, like I do I don't recommend telling people. Keeping that to yourself, because there is so much hate like, out there, or jealousy and all that stuff. So be your biggest supporter. You're going to have those close to you that support you, but keep that circle very small while you start, while you grow, because hearing it, you're all fired up and someone's like, "I don't think you can do that." It's going to crush you and it's going to hurt you. So work on just showing up, your 100% self, and just see where it goes, and trust, the universe, trust your guides. I mean, if they're working in like the spiritual realm, because not everyone works with, guides or the universe and stuff, but just to believe in yourself, and then also be consistent. That is so important. Like show up every single day as who you want to be. Like be that person that you're trying to manifest every day. If that person wakes up early, like start waking up early, like who you envision yourself on the future. And consistency is key, because we can be really fired up in the beginning and then we stop. These are the people that fall away. So just keep going, like no matter what, and you will see growth and results. And then you find your niche too. Like you'll find the best way that you feel like, it'll evolve and grow, but you'll be able to represent yourself the best.
I think that's such a good piece of advice, as far as like you're gonna find your niche, because even you just said like you started off with jewelry and now it's such a different and such an expansive business. So I think that's awesome, because I feel like sometimes we start off, even me, like when I started posting and doing all this, like I still am not 100% sure or clear on exactly what it is. Do I want to focus on just self-love, but I also want empowerment and I want to support other women? And how can I get, especially like I know I will tell everybody word of mouth, like, oh, you need candles, go to Cali. Oh, you need this, go over here. And I love helping other people find what it is they need with products that I love. So how can I put all of this together? And then sometimes you're like, well, people say that online you should be this way or that way.
Yeah.
And And it's true, you'd like just be yourself, because when you're yourself, then you're authentic and you're going to come off authentic versus playing this role that is not you. And
Right.
I feel like, especially online, people can usually see through that. And if it's not something they see through, eventually your true self is going to come out.
It is. So being true to yourself. So like it's not that it wasn't me authentically to do jewelry, but I just realized it wasn't something I enjoyed as much as I thought I did. So kept trying different mediums of where I can channel my energy into. And then that's when I started candles in 2017. And then I realized I loved it because like I even made bath bombs for a second. I hated those. So I
I
discontinued the bath
remember
bombs.
I did buy bath bombs, and now that you're thinking about it, I'm like, wait, I haven't seen bath bombs.
So it's okay to redefine yourself,
Yeah.
but keep going. Like that's the biggest thing. Keep going. Don't give up. Be consistent, even if you're rebranding or even if you have to rebrand. But the fact that you didn't stop,
Yeah.
like, well, you're gonna keep building momentum. Momentum's everything.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, that was an amazing interview. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for sharing Lunam Love. And you guys go order her stuff, because her stuff, I'm telling you, is amazing. It is life changing. And that is from personal experience. I should do a video of what happened when I bought that candle.
And your new oil.
Yeah. Oh, and the oil. Okay, guys. So this oil, I'm like, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but it's her new Quantum Leap oil. And literally the day that I got it, I hadn't even opened it or used it yet, but I laid in bed. I remember what I was doing now. I was laying in bed with Sarah because we've been doing a 10-minute meditation before bed. And I was like, this is the house that I'm going to get, because I keep wanting to manifest my house. I don't even have a job, but I'm going to have my house.
Yes.
And as I'm meditating, this idea came to life, because I was like, you know what? I know so many people that have their own businesses. And I was like, it would be so awesome to share their stories. And again, about female empowerment, because most of us have stories that other people are currently going through, or maybe they're scared to start a business. And when you listen to other people's stories, you figure out like, oh, if she did it, then I can do it too. Or you know what, her advice was life changing, and it was all because of a YouTube video of me watching somebody talk about their business.
Right.
And as I was meditating, again, I hadn't even opened this thing yet, but it was already working, and I've been using it every morning. And that's what's getting me up and getting me editing my videos and figuring out what it is that I want to do, along with all these other ideas that I have in here. So her stuff works. I'm not even kidding. It's not because
Thank
I love
you.
her, like her stuff works. But thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you, love you so much. And we will be ending the video here, guys. See you next
Thank
Wednesday. Love you.
you.